Right, I've made a decision. This is what we're going to do. Welcome to Project Reboot at the Scrap Store in Swindon. Today, I'm going to be building a gaming system based on the bits of another gaming system and a few other cobbled together pieces around the workshop, because we had this in. This has been in before. This has got a Q6600 in there, quad core 2nd gen, on an LGA 775 motherboard socket with 8 gigs of DDR2 in it. So it's an aging Dell XPS system, this one. You know, it looks fancy, but it's showing its age now. And the teenager who was trying to game on it, was trying to game Fortnite and Rust on it, and for some reason it kept freezing. Now, we did a lot of things last time when it came in. We changed the RAM over, we reseated the CPU, we did a complete list of benchmarking. We let Heaven run for a good hour, and it just seemed stable, but for some reason it's come back. He's not happy with it, and he's gonna go for a completely new system. Now, the only good thing about this, and we did tell him all that, it was aging and it was probably not really worth spending any money on it. We didn't change we didn't change the power supply, because that Dell power supply, you know, a new one's quite expensive on there. So the only good thing about this system is that it does have a reasonable graphics card in there. I'll just show you that. It has an Asus GTX 750 Ti 2 gig overclock. So that is going to be the only salvageable thing around this system. The rest of it is all Dell proprietary. It's all, I mean, it's a, yeah, okay, so it's a lovely build system in its day, but it's got problems. It's not stable. Now, I'm also going to reuse the 500 gig hard drive in there, because that's got a recent build of Windows 10 on it, because we already did that. We did a nice clean fresh build of Windows 10 and it's still causing problems. So we're going to reuse that. Now, I'm not sure about this, whether we can reuse this, because I'll come on to what I am going to be building for his new system based around that card. So now I'm working to a budget. We've got 250 quid to do this. So now around the workshop, you know, we've got Frankenrig, our test bench. Now that on there, that's got a Asus Z87M Plus on a 4th gen. That's worth about 60 quid. It's also got a nice i7 4770 in there, but we haven't got a, this is the stock heatsink on here, so it's a bit of a concern. We've got 8 gigs of 1600 megahertz DDR3, so this part of the board, of the potential new gaming machine, all that is going to be really good. So that's going to be a possibility. Now, for the power supply, to cope with all that, now we have got a Sigmatech 600 watts. Let's get a zoom in on that one. There we go. Sigmatech 600 watt. That should be ample. Now the motherboard there, that requires 8-pin CPU. So, and that power supply has got an 8-pin CPU header, so we could be all right with that one. Right, so that's that. Talking about heat sinks, now I have got 2 here. We've got, you know, we've got lots of heat sinks around here. Got a box of heat sinks there. Got another box there. Trouble is, what's that? Now that's LGA, that's 1155 heat sinks, but those pretty much are all stock. Although that one has got a copper heat. I'll have that one. But the rest of these stock ones are pretty puny, and really they're alright for i5s and i3s, but for the i7 you want something perhaps a little bit meatier. So what's this like? This is a box of socket 11 5X. Again, you know, they're all a lot of old stock ones. Yeah, a lot of old stock ones, but I got these. What we got here then? We've got a socket 11 1366 Xeon. That's a spare one. You might have seen that from our Xeon video we did about the monster. That was a spare heatsink. This one is a possibility. Okay, so it's still an aluminium standard fan, but it has got a thicker. I think it's got a thicker thingy on it, isn't it? Is that thicker than that? Let's have a look. Puny, isn't it? Yeah, I think that's thicker. It's not going to be fantastic, is it? But there we are. So I don't think that's not an option. So that's an option, isn't it? Oh, we got that one with a copper heatsink. It's still thin, but that might be better. Difficult to say, really. Now, the other thing I need is a case. I'm not going to use this case. This is all too proprietary, 2 HP this is. We need to move away from that. Now, I've got cases all over the place. I should have asked the guy which case he wanted. So, now, let's have a look around the cases, shall we? Oh, I've got those two up there. Oh, an HP and an iGo full tower. The iGo might be alright. Bit oldish, isn't it? I've got no new cases now. I've got that one there, that Evesham Micros one. I've got these. Now, I'm thinking about this Cooler Master tower. That's a possibility, isn't it? What's that one there? That's quite old. I'm not going for old. It's all old, isn't it? Nothing's new. Oh, let's have a look outside. I've got these. Got these. MIDI tower there. Which one? Which one? I've built a few of those. They're alright. What to do? Well, I thought I'd get the iGo down. It's actually got a it's got a board in here already. It's got a AM2+, AM3 I'm not sure what this is. It's AMD stuff in it, you know. So we can't use that one. Why are we keeping this? I don't know. Maybe that's going to be used for something else. It's got a 460 watt power supply in there. I wonder if that's got where's it going? Oh, it's got 8 pin on there. 8 pin on there. Onto the motherboard. Wonder what sort of graphics card things it's got on it. I'll have a look. Yes, now this does have a 6-pin PCI Express header on here. Maybe this power supply would be better. Cooler Master in the Cooler Master case. Oh, that might be a plan. I think I'll take that out anyway, because it won't be used in there, will it? I'm not going to use this. I thought I'd better look up the power requirements for the GTX 750 Ti. It's only going to draw 62 watts. Gaming, according to Tom's Hardware. So I think that our 460 watt will be plenty. So I'm going to take that out. While the 460 Cooler Master is out, I'm going to do a Dr. Power on this because we haven't actually fired this up at any stage, so I'm not sure it's actually working. So if it passes Dr. Power, we're kind of halfway there, aren't we? Right, we've got Dr. Power plugged in, so got the 6-pin PCI Express header going in there. Now it says on the back of Dr. Power what they do. It's upside down. PCI Express, Molex, or SATA. In this case I've got the SATA in there. I've got the 8-pin CPU going in there, and the 24-pin motherboard connector goes on there. So all that is plugged in. That is going into the mains. Turn that on. Turn this on. Oh, we've got a light on. There we go, got a light on. So turn that's on. Ready? Fan started up. It's alright, isn't it? Reasonably quiet. So on our voltages, all blue. All blue is good. That's good. I've hit a bit of a problem. Now, our this Asus Z87M Plus. Now, it wouldn't normally be a problem for me, but it doesn't have an I/O shield. No I/O shield, and I haven't got an I/O shield for this. So I'm a bit stuck. I'm going to look through my tub of I/O shields, see if I can find a match. But if I can't, then I don't think I should use that one. It would, normally, if it was my PC, I wouldn't bother with an I/O shield if I didn't have one. But as it's a customer, young lad, I think I ought to put an I/O shield. So I don't think we can use this board. Might be a plan B. Let's have a look, see what I've got first. Oh, right. I've got loads of them, loads of I/O shields that we've kept from boards. So I need to go through this lot, see if I can find one. I just don't think I will though. No. 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 Oh no. 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 Oh no, I've been all through them. I can't find one. So I think this Asus board is now become a non-option. Oh well. Plan B. So on to plan B. Now I've got some bits and pieces which we've kept by for various things. So we'll have a look and see what we've got here. So we've got, what's this, an i5 750, so that's on 1156, that's a first gen i5. I just think that's too old now. We've got, oh, what's this, an LGA 775 with I mean that's basically what's in there now with a quad-core processor. We've got an i5, what's this, an i3 550, oh, that's too old. A DQ87PG, no CPU. What's this? Right, this is a, right, okay. This is a 4th gen. What we got? 4th gen, and we've got. Does that fit? Does that fit? Yeah. Okay. So I think this is going to be our plan B. So we can still use the i7 and stick that in there, couldn't we? What else have we got here? 87. So that's the same. That's got oh, it's got a nice heatsink on that one. Let's see what that is. I've just noticed that in this HP tower we've had sitting here for a while, it's got an i5 4590S. Now that is another possibility, isn't it? Where does that become? i5 4590. Okay, so it's going to be around here. So that's still tier 30. Where are we? Where's the other one? There it is. Slightly lower power. But what's the difference between that and the S? Let's have a look. Okay, so we got 4590 on the left, 4590S on the right. Let's have a look. 4 cores. Alright, so the base frequency is slightly lower at 3 gigs. And it's a lower TDP of 65 watts against the 84 watts. So the cooling solution would be better, wouldn't it? Because it's a decent heatsink that we haven't got. Everything else looks the same, doesn't it? Right, so that's put another factor in. Let's compare that against the i7. Okay, so the 4th gen i7 is on the left. See what we got down below. Sorry about the strobing on there. Right, 8 threads against, clearly the i7 has 8 threads, 4 core 8 threads, 3.4. It's an 84 watt TDP, so potentially it's going to get hot, methinks. Is that going to be an issue? Oh, with the stock cooler? Might be. I've made a decision. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave the i7 and the Asus motherboard on the test rig, on Franken rig. I'm not going to disturb that. Here we go. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use this motherboard, which is a DQ87PG by Intel. IO shield. I'm going to use the 4th gen i5 4590S from this HP tower. So I'm going to rob that out of that. I'm going to stick it on here, and I might use that one. I might use that cooler because that's pretty decent. But cooling solution won't be so important now. So this one might be alright. Yeah. Options. So let's go and do something, Nige. Here is the i5 4590S from the HP. So that's coming out of the box. Okay, I've put the i5 4590S onto the Intel desktop motherboard, which is a DG87PG. Yeah. So we've got what we've got there. It's actually using a 4-pin, but it's an 8-pin power supply from the power supply. 24-pin on there. Got my front panel header power switch on. CPU fan connected. 8 gigs of DDR3. So all I'm looking to achieve here is that we've got a running motherboard and CPU. So I'm going to hit the power switch on Franken rig. Yeah, oh, that started up. Have we got something coming up? Come on, come on, come on. Is it? Yeah, yeah. Yep, we've got a BIOS screen. Brilliant. Oh, right. What I'm looking for is something. Here we go. Right, i5 4590S. That's what we're looking at. Nice. Oh, it's showing 4 gigs of RAM. Right, I'll look at that. Okay, that's the nuts and bolts. i5 on a 4th gen Intel board. We're going to stick 8 gigs of RAM in it. So the bases are working. So I'm going to pull the case out now and then carry on going. Looking good. Okay, good. So motherboard, CPU, RAM all working now. Got 8 gigs of, I've got low profile RAM in there now, not that that makes much difference. Got my IO shield. So I'm going to get down the Cooler Master case. Have a look at that, eh? Let's have a look. Here's our Cooler Master case. That'll go nice. Go nice with our Cooler Master power supply, won't it? Pretty good. He's got to be happy with that, hasn't he? Got to be happy with that. Alright, let's have a look inside. See what we've got. Now, I don't know if this is in a fit state or not. Could be missing all sorts of bits and pieces. We'll have a look, eh? See what's in there. Alright. Now, I accept that this is an old style case. Spare fan in there. That's a 3-pin fan. Spare brackets. Got the headers. Yeah, the headers look alright. USB audio thingies. Now, it's got an IO shield in there. Oh, I wonder if that's the IO shield for the... Oh, I wonder if that's the IO shield for the i7. No. No, I don't think it is. Is it? No, I don't think it is. No. God, that would have been a turn up, wouldn't it? Well, anyway, so here we are. So I think the case is all right, yeah? I think the case was okay until I dropped the side panel. Oh no! Oh, luckily it's very thin tin plate. This is. That's all right. A little bit of a feature there now. Never mind. Oh, what's that? Something else has fallen down. Oh, I've got stuff everywhere. Right. Anyway, I think the first thing I'm going to do is have a cup of tea. Cheers. Tea. Right, I think the next thing is to stick the power supply in. Whichever way that goes. That way. If you are enjoying watching this today, please give us a like. And if you're not already subscribed to our channel, please hit the subscribe button. We'd really appreciate your support. And if you have subscribed to us, thank you for watching. Onwards. Now, power supply is in, rear fan is in. So, now this has already got standoffs. Already got standoffs in here. Whether these are in the right position or not, I'm not sure. Anyway, let's stick in the motherboard. Let's just offer it up, is the expression. Let's offer it up. Hang on, no. Oh, I've got to take out the I/O shield. That should just... Oh, stuff everywhere. Oh, Nige, come on. Let's just pop that out. Oh, that's in tight. There we go. Why won't that come out? Oh. Right, that's that one out. Now let's get that cable out of the way. This looks fancy, doesn't it? This looks fancy. Let's clip all that in there. Yeah, look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now, one of the annoyances of these case screws standoffs is that if they're not done up tight enough into here, when you put the motherboard down and tighten up the screw, and you want to loosen the screw again, this can start turning on the and you can't get the motherboard out. Most annoying. So I'm going to make sure that these are just tight enough, not over tight, just tight enough that they don't move when if the motherboard needs to come out again. It's a small thing, but it's quite important. Quite important. Motherboard is secured in the case with matching black screws. Looking very nice. There we go. All in there. Right, I'm going to connect everything up, connect the power supply. Making progress. The Cooler Master case is missing something here, a little fascia. So I'm going to put a card reader in there to fill up that gap somehow. It don't fit. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Now, the excellent thing about this Cooler Master case are these there's a locking system, and I've just put that in there. Thus, locks into there. Does it? Like that. Give it a turn. Yeah, there we go. That's secured now. Very good. Now there is a position for a front panel fan on the inside. Now the motherboard does have, I'll show you that. The motherboard does have a front panel header, so I'm going to use that, and I think the cable's long enough to route through, so we'll give that a go. Yeah, okay, well that worked out alright. The front fan is in, and it is going front to back. Front to back. Here's the header, so I'm going to feed that. Oh, one-handed. Where's Bernie when you need him? Right. Oh, is it going to reach? Is it going to reach? No. Oh, is it? Oh, not quite, is it? It's nearly there. Oh, God, I must be able to get a little bit more room out of that. Oh, I think there's a little bit more room to get out of the cable here. So I'm going to have to just get that bit out there, just enough to give me another centimetre. Just another centimetre. That's all I need. Right, here we go. Second attempt. I've loosened it off a tiny little bit. Will it get in there? Oh, will it? I'm not straining it. Yeah. Oh, that's just, isn't it? Just in. Just in. Coming along. Okay, so far, so good. I'm pleased with this so far. It's all coming together really nicely. So we've got rear exhaust fan, we've got front intake fan, 3-pin headers, we've got the i5 4590S, 8 gigs of RAM in our nice motherboard, Cooler Master 460-watt power supply. Next thing is to get the graphics card out of the old box. Okay, so here's the old case, the old Dell. I'm going to take the 750 Ti out of that. Take that PCI off there. There we go. So here is our salvaged GTX 750 Ti. There it is there. Nice card. To release the slot cage, there's some sort of little thing here. There we go. Ah, there we go, like that. Nice. And so our 750 Ti should fit in here. Straight in there. There we go. Offer it up. Clunk. Any clunk? There we go. I think that's... There we go. That's a clunk. I think that's in. That's in. Okay, good. Right. 6-pin. Right, let's just offer that up. That onto there. Only goes in one way. They're keyed. There we are. That's that. Do something with this. Not sure what we're going to do with that yet. Route it round underneath there somewhere. Underneath there somewhere, I think. Things are progressing well. Now we're onto the hard drives here. Now the lad had a 320 gig Western Digital in there. That's got his games on that. So what? Now I've reduced it from an i7 down to an i5 and a different motherboard. I think that's released a little bit of budget to put in a 240 gig Crucial SSD. So I've cloned it using IOMI Backupper to clone the drive from here onto here. Now it's smaller, but I think there's enough space. Now I've already done the clone, so I'm going to fire this up and see what happens. And so here is the full build. Let's run through this. Cooler Master 460. Going on to CPU header there, 24 pin there. I've put a DVD drive in it. Sorry, I put a DVD drive in it with the SATA ports there. Done a bit of tidying up of the cables there. There's our front fan header. The fan header for the rear fan is right underneath the graphics card, right down and somewhere under there. so not ideal. Anyway, so 6-pin PCI Express header, memory is in, hard drive. Now I've got the SATA, the little SSD under here, and I put it into a little hard drive adapter bay. I'm going to keep this away from the front fan because the SSD doesn't need cooling, so we might as well just give a clean straight throughput from that into the graphics card area. So all in all, I'm liking this build. It's come together quite well. Alright, so putting the side panel on is kind of tempting fate a bit. We're making a grand assumption that everything's going to work first time. And so, got faith. I've got faith. It's going to work. Now, there we are. There is our new Cooler Master Gamer. I'm liking that. Very nice. I'm going to go straight for the on button. Now it's got an OS on there already, so it should just kind of fire up, do a few sort of configuration stuff for the new motherboard, CPU, and it should fire straight into Windows. This is genuinely the first time. Ready? Ready? Here we go. Yeah, we've got a light there. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, come on. Is it going to pick up the SATA? Oh, it is. Oh, brilliant. Here we go. Just sort that out. Yes, 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 yes. Right, pin. I know the pin. You left it with me. And we're in. We are in. Oh, what's it doing? Stuff. Plug the internet in, Nige. Plug the internet in. In. Is it in? Yes, it's connecting. So with the SSD in there, 240 gigs, we've got 139 gigabytes of free space. So I think that is looking okay. The clone has worked, and that's a 6 gigabits per second SSD. So all in all, it's all coming together. So, all done. Youngster's got a fantastic, what I think is a really nice gamer now. Nice and fast, runs quiet as well. So let's just recap, see what we've had. We've got motherboard is a DQ87PG, that's an Intel board. It's got an i5 4590S CPU. It's got two 4GB sticks of DDR3 RAM at 1333 MHz. It's got a Cooler Master 460 watt power supply in there. Nice Cooler Master case. 250 gig Crucial SSD. DVD reader, writer, card reader. Got his own graphics card back in there. All of that, 250 quid. I think that's a good bargain. If you've enjoyed what you've been watching today, thank you so much. Please click the like button. And if you've not already subscribed, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. See you next time.